welcome to September 2018. I hope you guys are doing well. So this is a turning point month. This is a big month, and what I mean when I say that is numerology speaking. This is a 9-month. September is the 9th month of the year, and when it comes to numerology, that September pretty much it's the peak of your personal year. When it comes to numerology, it's the peak of the year that you've been building up toward. So this is when you're going to see your changes and your endings and your new beginnings and your patience. But mainly when it comes to a general sense, the universal year is all about spirituality, love, harmony, peace, cooperation, partnership. Pretty much this year was all about relationships, right? If you've noticed, your relationships really took a hit. There was a huge focus on relationships as well. And now this September is going to be kind of the culmination of that volcano eruption. And then we'll start to wind down into 2019 over the next couple months, which is all about creative energy and positive energy. So the cards that have already popped out for Pisces for September 2018 is King of Cups, so a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, somebody who's older than you or just kind of has that energy of like an old soul, which a lot of Pisces absolutely do. This person you've grown with a lot, like I'm seeing like weeds growing around their legs, so they're very grounded as well. They've grown with you. And when I say a weed, I don't necessarily mean that they're a negative person or something that needs to be pulled out of your life. When I say weeds, I mean, it's funny because it was just, my tea had a quote on it that said, the difference between a weed and a flower is judgment. So this King of Cups person, they may be seen as a weed, like kind of like somebody that needs to be pulled out of your life, but it's only the judgment that you've placed on them when actually they could be something very beneficial. They could be that flower that's kind of hidden in your life. The next card, Pisces, that popped out is the Nine of Swords, which is all about that pain, right? That sorrow to the point where you can't sleep well, where, you know, when it does come to sleep, it's really difficult to have that peace. Another quote that I read the other day, I love how that works, is people who have trouble with sleep are not at peace. There's something going on in their lives that is really disrupting their subconscious, so they need to clear it. And what is troubling your subconscious right now, Pisces, is your organization and your authority when it comes to the King of Cups. So Saturn has been in retrograde for a while now, and this month it goes direct. Saturn goes direct on September 6th. So you're going to start to see a lot more seriousness, a lot more authority. It's really Capricorn energy, which is all about your public image, how others view you, and how you feel about yourself based on your authority. It comes back to a father figure or an authority figure in your childhood, and you're trying to live up to that. For instance, if you have cellulite on your legs, especially on your thighs, that is a representation of withholding communication and wanting approval from an authority figure in your life, from somebody that you live up to. So another card popped out, Pisces, and this is the Ten of Swords, which is all about feeling pinned down by your thoughts. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with this King of Cups person, this Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy, but they're really affecting your sleep, your progress, and your ability to move forward in life. So let's see, anything else? Okay, so the new moon in Virgo is on September 9th, so that's going to be an excellent time to really plant the seeds when it comes to your organization, your work, like not necessarily your career, but your work, your day-to-day, your diet, your exercise, your health. That's when you can really plant those seeds starting September 9th. And then the full moon in Aries on September 24th is really going to release anything that is not serving your highest good when it comes to where you're putting your energy. So we have the new moon on September 9th. That's going to bring in the Virgo energy, which is all about the physical world, the material world. And then the full moon in Aries will allow you to release anything that really you get passionate about. That energy that you need to move on from, that just isn't serving your highest good. Because if you do know any Aries, a lot of the times they'll say something really quickly or they'll do something really quickly without thinking it through. And I don't even think they're using their intuition when they do that. And a lot of the times you can see that that ends up being a negative thing. So you're going to be releasing that Aries energy of really acting fast without thinking it through. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Pluto goes direct on September 30th. So all those inner transformations that you've been doing when it comes to sex, death, taxes, all of the taboo subjects, that's going to be manifested outward. So huge changes, a lot more opportunities for success coming in. Okay, so this is for Pisces, September 2018. Let's get started here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so your subconscious wants you to know right off the bat, Pisces, that a King of Cups, so a water energy just like yourself, is really hindering your ability to sleep soundly because you're not at peace over your relationship with them. You feel very pinned down. However, you actually have a lot of opportunities for success and for growth and for power, but I think your thoughts and your feelings surrounding the King of Cups has affected your ability to actually see that you have a lot of positive energy when it comes to new beginnings and new opportunities. The full moon in Aries will allow you to release this energy that is so connected to the King of Cups. It'll allow you to release that energy and you can bring in those new beginnings and those new opportunities. But the first step, Pisces, is for a change of mind, a change of attitude when it comes to the King of Cups. So this King of Cups, you're linked to in some way. You're linked to, you've either grown with them or grew because of your relationship with them. Like I said, they're kind of that weed, that hidden weed in your garden where you feel like maybe you should be plucking them out. But they actually are, without judgment, they actually are that flower in your garden that's kind of being disguised as a weed. This person has a loud mouth for sure. They talk openly. There's an N in their name, either their first, middle, last name. And that N energy, why do I feel like it's on the end of it's in their last name somewhere? But yeah, the N is definitely there. Maybe it's like the last letter of their name. Let's see what else. I'm seeing claw marks, so somebody who's really fought in their lives, like really has made an impact on other people based on how much they've clawed their way to the top, or they're trying to claw their way to the top. This person is very fluid, which kind of makes it seem like they're snake-like, but their fluidness, their fluidity, I guess, if that's even a word, their fluidness is not necessarily snake-like. It's just their way of maneuvering their world and their understanding of their world. So a new frame of mind is definitely needed when it comes to this King of Cups. I know that when it comes to your emotional energy, you've been putting a lot out to your family and friends, although you feel like you're being burned by it. It's almost like, because I'm seeing like an iron fist and a velvet glove. So it's almost like the person that you feel like you've been giving emotionally to, you're actually searching for their approval. You're that authority figure, aka the cellulite, you know, searching for that authority figure to approve you. Let's see what else. But you are thinking about moving on when it comes to your emotions. That full moon will help you release that emotional energy, especially that passionate emotional energy because of the Aries in it. And with that, you're going to be able to take some sort of risk, some sort of crazy risk that will put you on the path to a happy family, happy emotional family. You're going to get some judgment from it, of course, because this risk that you're taking is so different from what you've been doing so far. You've been kind of just chilling in moderation and patience, but that patience and moderation has created a lot of emotional confusion for you. And there is somebody in your life, two people actually, Queen of Swords and King of Pentacles, that have been taking up a lot of your thoughts. So you've just been really focusing on your responsibilities because you want to move forward into happier times, okay, and have that authority within your family and friends. So the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles are taking up a lot of your thought process. I'm going to explain the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles so you can pinpoint who this person is, and then you can release them from your thoughts, okay? Because what's that quote when they're saying, thinking negative thoughts about someone is like having them take up rental space in your head and not pay for it. It's like giving them free rent in your head, okay? So this Queen of Cups, there's an N, an H, and L in their names, and possibly a C or an E, and there's something with this person where they're kind of like a bull in a china shop. Like they really just come in, they crash through, and they don't really think about their emotional reactions, okay? This person can be very emotionally manipulative. It's really hard to see their happiness. It'll be a beautiful day, and they'll be focused on the one cloud in the sky that looks like rain. Like, they can be very, very negative, but all in all, when it really comes down to it, they really want happiness. They just have no idea how to get to it. It's there, but they just have no idea how to get to it. This person just sees the world differently. You tell them that the sky is blue, and they'd be like, no, it's actually red, because they just truly see the world completely different from a Pisces. Pisces is all about the rose-colored glasses when it comes to the world, because you guys are so spiritual and you guys are still kind of teetering on the line between the physical world and the metaphysical world. So when it comes to the physical world, this Queen of Swords is really, really stuck in the earth dimension. When you guys are more spiritual, you guys are more able to see how little things equal bigger things, and how things piece together. If anything, you should have a lot of sympathy for this Queen of Swords, because they are so stuck and so grounded in the physical world that how boring would that be? You know what I mean? Like, how unfun would it be to just think that Earth is just, you know, this is it. It's just about making money and spending money and that's it. When someone like a Pisces is able to say, no, there's more to it. Like, look at this flower, look at this music, look at this art. Like, Pisces is able to really, you guys are the dreamers of the zodiac. So it's hard to really see this Queen of Swords without sympathy, because they're just so rooted in the physical world. This person is single. They've been single for a while. There's something really prominent about their hair. Maybe they just have always had really beautiful hair, or their hair is kind of like their shield, their mask, so they spend money on their hair. This person definitely has a fiery past, a lot of resentment in their past as well. But this person is growing up. This person is definitely growing up. They love your positivity. They love your creativity, but it definitely is hard for them to create because they're so in the physical world. Then the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is also very focused on the physical world, more masculine energy. They've stepped on other people to get to where they are, and you know that. That could be a secret that you have over them. You know that they've really stepped on somebody to get to where they are. I'm seeing a wishbone, so it's almost like they feel like either they've drawn the short end of the stick or the long end of the stick. There's something very natural about their luck or not luck. And they'll talk about it, okay? They'll either say, I'm so unlucky, or I'm the luckiest person ever. So that's the theme of this reading, Pisces, for September 2018. New thought process when it comes to the giving that you've been giving emotionally to your family and friends. You are thinking that emotionally you have to move on from someone in particular when it comes to their emotional manipulation. That's the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So you are moving on from them because you want to take some sort of risk. You want to make some sort of risk that will give you that sense of happiness when it comes to home and family. You are worried, though, about the judgment that will come with this risk-taking, because for a while now, Pisces, you've been kind of just going with the flow a little too much and not initiating changes, not initiating these risks. However, that go with the flow attitude has created a lot of emotional confusion, and it really is based on the thoughts that are being held hostage by this Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Your thinking when it comes to the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles is the reason why you feel like you can't take a risk, and why you've been working so hard and feeling so overburdened with responsibilities. But once you change your mind when it comes to the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, you will start to see some happiness and a lot of equal and easy positivity. So Pisces, the situation at hand for September 2018 is your home and family, marriage, common law, partnership, either going to a wedding, there being a wedding in the family, some sort of family celebration. That's what the theme of this reading is. The home and family, wedding, get-together, gathering, whatever, okay? The obstacle and the aid to this family gathering, to this family celebration, is not knowing where a partnership is going, okay? So if this is resonating to you as a marriage reading, which I'm probably going to go that route with this reading because that gets me excited. I love weddings and marriage. So but it could also be just either another wedding in the family that's been taking up a lot of your family's attention. It could be your thoughts surrounding marriage because of your past. And now, you know, the last reading in August was about where is this relationship going. So now if you are starting to think about marriage or divorce even, or a separation or engagement, that's really what this reading is about, okay? And the obstacle to this marriage, celebration, family gathering is really not knowing where a relationship is going, just like last month, still not having any true understanding about where this relationship could possibly be heading. You guys have had so much emotion in the past, so much emotion that runs so deep. There's so many ripples and waves. And it reminds me of a dream I just had last night where I was going to go into the water, but it was too cold because of all the waves. It's almost like I told myself that because it was so wavy, it was going to be too cold in order to go in. And it wasn't until I felt the water on my feet where I was like, oh, actually it is warm, and I went in. So when you think about your relationship, Pisces, you may have this idea, this preconceived notion that a relationship or a marriage should have some level of coldness when it comes to the waves, the ebbs and the flows. But if you were to just submerge yourself into that emotion, into that coldness, into that fear and not knowing, in that the unknown territory, if you were to just dip your toe in and not fully submerge yourself, you will see, Pisces, that it actually, there's a lot of warmth and there is a lot of understanding and a lot of encouragement and embrace feelings that you can embrace, okay? So that's the obstacle and the aid when it comes to marriage or, you know, some sort of family gathering or a separation or a divorce, whatever comes to your marriage or your family or your partnership. The obstacle and the aid is the fact that you have some fear over fully embracing this relationship because you are afraid of the coldness. And it's not until, Pisces, you take that little leap of faith, even to just dip your toes in, taking that one small step, whether it just be a promise ring or, you know, getting engaged, or even just, you know, here's a key, you know, just something to push that relationship just one step further. I know that you are afraid, and that is the obstacle there, but it needs to happen eventually, Pisces. You can't just sit there. So subconsciously, you are really concerned about your reputation. That's really what it comes down to. You're like, okay, when it comes to how I'm viewed by other people, do I want to be married or not? Especially when it comes to who this person is, the other partner, right? Maybe you're getting a lot of pushback from your family and friends saying, don't get serious with this person. Maybe you have a lot of pushback with your family and friends saying, you should be getting serious with this person. Where is this relationship going? But when it really comes down to, Pisces, your reputation is the subconscious motivator to where this relationship is going, to whether or not you want to get married, whether you want to solidify or take that next step within the relationship. Your reputation and how people view you is the reason why. I know my husband's always saying that he was watching some movie and they were saying when it comes to a man who's married, they're like, okay, somebody can deal with him. You know, he goes home and somebody can actually love him. So a lot of the times a wedding ring will make somebody look at you a little differently, right? And that's where the reputation stems in, especially when it comes to your age. Okay, I should be engaged at this age, or I should be married at this age, and really how people are viewing you. So that's what comes down subconsciously. But you are thinking that you can create your own world. You're like, why do I need to feel like my reputation will take a hit if I don't make a next step when it comes to my relationship, when I'm creating the world that I want? I'm creating the relationship that works for me. You know, I was just talking to my Aries sister-in-law, and she was saying that her parents are separated, but they still hook up. They'll still go on vacation together. They're divorced for years, but they'll still go on vacation together and buy homes together and travel together, and, you know, they're still hooking up, and still they found a loophole when it comes to a relationship. So Pisces, you are able to create that relationship that you want, as long as you're recognizing that your subconscious thinks that your reputation will take a hit when it comes to the relationship that you're at and whether or not you want to move forward in it. So you right now, Pisces, are really, the world is seeing you as kind of like a King of Wands energy, which is all about feeling like you don't measure up, like you're really trying to move up in the world because of an insecurity that is very, very deep-rooted. And that insecurity that's deep-rooted is based on how you're being viewed. Like, you actually, as much as a Pisces says that they don't care what other people think, realistically in our society, everybody cares what people think. That's why we have social media. That's why we post selfies of ourselves, and we want people to like and comment and yada, yada, yada. Like, at the end of the day, like, we care. We're human, right? So the King of Wands energy is really what people are seeing you as right now, Pisces, which is very fiery, which is very passionate, which is very go-getter. It's that Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, which is all about forward movement, all about kind of creating too. It's a pioneering energy. So people are really seeing that, and they're very proud of you for that. They're seeing a level of pride that is now being reflected back to them. So you're going to see that within your society and within your environment, because that's how you're feeling on the inside, very proud of your accomplishments. I'm feeling very king of the jungle when it comes to your fire energy. Your family and friends, they miss you for sure, and they know that something is missing within their family unit because you're not quite there, especially emotionally. And that's because you know that you need to change your mind when it comes to the King of Cups, right? That King of Cups, all the energy, the emotional energy that you're putting into the King of Cups is definitely affecting your other family members, aka the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. that missing energy is affecting them. I was just reading about triangle relationships. So either it being, you know, two couples, or sorry, two people who are a couple, and then bringing in a child, or bringing in a third party, having some sort of affair or infidelity. You end up funneling some of your energy that would be going to your partner into these other people, either a child or another partner, or a family member, or a mother, or, you know, something like that. You end up funneling and separating your energy and putting it out to other areas, and that means that your partner kind of gets chugged a little bit. They lose the energy that at first, when you guys first started dating, it was all about them, right? And then, of course, as life continues on, you realize that you have to put that energy out in other areas. So your family is really starting to sense that now, because especially your partner, who used to get 100% of your energy, they're now only getting, you know, 50% or 40%, because so much of your energy is going into your relationship with this King of Cups. So it is time, Pisces, to recognize that a change needs to happen when it comes to the emotional output that you've been doing. Hope and fear, Pisces, is your support system. So you hope that you could gain more support from your family and friends, but you fear it as well, because you know that that involves energy out, right? To receive support, means that you have to ask for support, and you have to put energy out to receive that. So because of the energy levels that you've been having right now, and overburden of responsibility when it comes to that energy, it is hard for you to even accept support from somebody else, although you so desperately hope for it and crave it. Okay, so this is what's going to happen, Pisces, for September 2018. You're going to realize that you're creating your world right now. At the end of the day, yeah, your reputation is absolutely a main focus, and the changes that are happening in your life are a huge focus, but you're creating a lot of shifts and a lot of changes. And what this thinking will do, and what this manifestation will do, it's going to create a new feeling, a new form of emotional energy that's going to be very pure, very intense. And what that new feeling is going to do, what that new emotion is going to do, you're pretty much going to say F the world, and you're going to make some sort of sacrifice. A serious sacrifice when it comes to your grounding, your framework, your home life, your energy there. Yeah, you're going to make that sacrifice, and you're going to be okay with doing it, okay? It has 4 energy. It's backwards slash inverted 4, and the 4 is all about that grounded framework and everything being equal and everything being square and everything being the status quo. You're okay with turning that upside down and backwards as a way to make some sort of sacrifice. So your foundation, your groundwork, that's going to be getting a hit, but you're okay to make that sacrifice, okay? So first step, Pisces, is to recognize that you are creating a lot right now. You're creating new feelings, which will in turn create some sort of sacrifice within your life. Who's getting engaged? Comment below. Who's been thinking about putting the ring on it, but didn't know where the relationship is going, afraid of their reputation? Who's trying to break up? That's what this September is all about, relationships, and making that turning point and just deciding, okay, I'm going to make this decision, I'm going to do what I need to do, and actually starting to create that and manifest those new feelings when it comes to making those sacrifices that will possibly hurt the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles and possibly the Queen of Pentacles, but it needs to be done, okay? Pisces, love you guys so much. As always, if you want a personalized reading, we will get so deep. We will use astrology, we will use numerology, and we will figure out what's going on, and we will really get you to a point so that you can really embrace this September energy, which is just fire. It is so intense. Love you guys so much, Pisces. My email address is below. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.